Alright, what is going on, everybody? This is going to be a little bit of a different video. It's going to be a Q&A instead of a podcast because Pat apparently needs some sleep apparently. I'm just going to do this late night Q&A with you guys, all Yankees related, of course. And the questions were submitted through my Instagram pages at Yankees Avenue and at NY Home Runs. And we actually got over 100 questions, and a lot of them were repetitive, so I try to narrow it down to the good and non-repetitive ones. Alright, and a lot of this is going to cover the Yankees rotation, Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, all that jazz, the Yankees infield situation, and of course Patrick Corbin. So starting it off, RN Pair KH asks, did the Yankees mess up not giving Corbin 6 years? Alright, so if you didn't know, the Yankees of course missed out on Patrick Corbin, you could say. The Washington Nationals inked him to a 6-year, $140 million deal yesterday afternoon, it was reported. And of course, the Yankees were going after Corbin a lot this offseason. It was reported that Patrick Corbin was a Yankee fan growing up. He born and raised in New York. His brother wore a Yankee hat at his wedding, saying he hopes he can come home this offseason, all that jazz. But bottom line is this. If the Yankees wanted him so bad, they would have given him the 6 years, $140 million. It's like that with any player the Yankees want, quote-unquote. If the Yankees want a player bad enough, they'll go out and get him. Same with Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander, all these players that they apparently wanted so bad. I mean, unfortunately, they didn't get those players, but if the Yankees want a player, they go get him. Simple as that. The Yankees didn't want Corbin enough to give him that 6 years, and I wouldn't have given him 6 years either. 6 years, $140 million for a pitcher who, no offense to Corbin, he's a great pitcher, had one good season post-Tommy John surgery, coming from the National League into the AL East. 6 years for that? I don't think so. And slider heavy, already had one Tommy John surgery in his career. I wouldn't even be comfortable giving him 5 years, but I would have done it. But 6 years, $140 million, $23 million per year. I'm good on that end. Nate_MSHKBV asks, should the Yankees go after Dallas Keuchel after missing out on Corbin? Alright, so if you asked me a few weeks ago or even a couple days ago, my easy, simple answer would have been absolutely not. Keuchel's regressed significantly since his 2015 breakout season. Well, I wouldn't call it a breakout season. He was good in 2014, but Cy Young Award winning season in 2015, he's regressed aggressively since then. And in 2018, he posted a very, very low 6.73 K per 9. If you guys don't know, that is not good. Not good at all. But what is good, if you're one of the supporters for getting Keuchel, is looking at the 53.7 ground ball rate, which will play very well in Yankee Stadium. That qualifies him as an extreme ground ball pitcher, which obviously self-explanatory, works out well with Yankee Stadium. And he posted a 3.74 ERA, 3.69 FIP in 34 starts this past season. Over 200 innings, which of course I like. And like I said, a few weeks ago, I definitely would not have been interested in Dallas Keuchel. And I'm still not interested in Dallas Keuchel. But after, of course, the Yankees missed out on Corbin, and now Nathan Eovaldi is apparently inked or is close to inking a 4-year deal with the Red Sox. The starting pitching market is dwindling down. So Dallas Keuchel, I mean, I'm not going to be opposed to if they sign him. Like I said, if the Yankees make a move, I trust them completely. The Yankees make a move, they have faith in the move, and they think it's going to better their chances to win the World Series. Simple as that. So if the Yankees do it, hell, can't say it's a bad deal. Evan.Mills15 asks, who would you trade for, Corey Kluber or Madison Bumgarner? So this is actually a very tough question. Obviously, Madison Bumgarner has had kind of a wacky past few years. He's regressed in the pitching department, of course, a little bit. His K per 9 has really gone down, and the injuries he's had have been a little weird, like the motorcycle bike accident, among others. And so Corey Kluber, though, he's obviously a great regular season pitcher. He's won 2 Cy Young Awards. And Madison Bumgarner is a good regular season pitcher, too. But the Yankees are making the postseason. That's the bottom line. They don't need help getting there. I mean, obviously, the AL East is going to be a struggle, but no matter what, the Yankees will be in the postseason in 2019. I mean, if they're not, I'll PayPal you $1,000. So, in terms of postseason performance, obviously the favorites go in the odds of Madison Bumgarner, who's literally a postseason legend, 3-time World Series champion. We all know what he's done for the Giants. I have to go with Madison Bumgarner, to be honest. And it's a little more name value, I think, to it. Madison Bumgarner. For Madison Bumgarner, I'm saying. ASD7702 asks, am I interested in Marcus Stroman to the Yankees? Alright, so yeah, if you guys don't know, there was a report out earlier that the Blue Jays are apparently shopping Aaron Sanchez and Marcus Stroman, their 2 top starting pitchers, and my easy answer to this is no. These pitchers have significantly regressed since 2017 into 2016. I think Stroman posted an ERA of 5.5 or something like that in 2018, and Sanchez was somewhere in the 4s. these aren't the guys that you want. You need a starting pitcher that's like an elite starting pitcher. You need a Kluber. You need a Mad Bum. You need a Carlos Carrasco. You need an ace. You need another ace to either push Severino down at number 2 or slot in right after Severino as their number 2. So that's a no from me. Marty Every Mama, or Marty, yeah, whatever the hell that says. No offense. Who do you think the Yankees are going to sign for their next starting pitcher? Easy bet would be J Happ, I'd say. Under the radar move, maybe somebody like a Dallas Keuchel if you're looking for. On the free agent market, the trade, I'd say Corey Kluber. A pitcher in the Indians. There's also Trevor Bowers out there, Carlos Carrasco, Corey Kluber. I'd say one of those 5. Chase Carucci asks, if the Yankees were to sign Bryce Harper, would you package Esteban Florial and Andujar for an elite starting pitcher? If they sign Harper, I don't really know what Harper would influence the Andujar factor of being traded, but if they sign Manny Machado, which apparently is pretty likely at this point, yeah, I'd consider that. I mean, their offense is going to be so good already, and if you add Harper or Machado, yeah, I guess you could sacrifice Andujar's offense, then trade Florial, package them together for maybe a Kluber, a Carrasco, a Bauer, but or a Mad Bum maybe. You never. I don't really know. There's the rumors with the Giants trading or being open to dealing out their star players is very it fluctuates. It's always like, oh well, they're open to dealing players and they're selling, and then they're preparing for the future, and then there's reports that they're not. So it fluctuates. Vinny.D112 asks, what is Clint Frazier's future? And for Clint Frazier, as of right now, if the Yankees don't sign Bryce Harper, he's a Yankee injury away from being their starting outfielder. Unless you consider Jacoby Ellsbury, but that doesn't really matter. He's like 24, 25 years old still, I think. He obviously had that brutal concussion last season, but he did hit when he was playing. I think he hit over 300, slugged over 500 in AAA. So I think the bottom line is that if he stays healthy, he'll get a chance and he'll play. And there's been glimpses of, you can tell he'll be a star player in the big leagues. You saw that in early 2017. Well, in his early 2017 stint, and even a little bit in 2018. I think he only played like 5 games or so in 2018, but if he stays healthy, yeah, he'll play. TJLWE asks, who's more valuable, Nolan Arenado or Manny Machado? Well, obviously for Nolan Arenado, you're going to have to factor in the Coors Field advantage, but the easy answer to this is just looking at WAR, which values a player's total value. And Nolan Arenado's Fangraphs WAR is 5.7, Manny Machado's is 6.2. So there's your answer. It's Manny Machado, technically. But who would I rather have? Probably Manny Machado. Take out the hustle issues, at least. That's to play third base, at least, because Manny Machado is a much better defender at third base. Marty Ari MMA 99 again asks about the Yankees bullpen. Who do you think the Yankees will sign for the bullpen? I think the easy bet would be David Robertson, Adam Ottavino. Those two. I think Britton's gone. I think he'll sign for closer's money somewhere. I think the Red Sox will grab him. I think Kimbrel's going back to the Braves. The Red Sox aren't re-signing Kimbrel. Steven_Leone26 asks, who will play shortstop while DD is out? The likelihood, I think, is the Yankees will keep Andujar, sign Manny Machado to play short. And my personal opinion on it, what I would like, is the Yankees to go out and re-sign Adeiny Echeverria, sign Bryce Harper to play left field, have Andujar play third, and the offense will just be so incredibly potent that you can absorb the offensive struggles of Echeverria, obviously. Swaldron.12 asks, Kluber, Carrasco, Bauer, or Mad Bum? Who are you going after? Like I said before, I think Mad Bum gets the edge because the Yankees are making the postseason one way or another, and you need a pitcher to win postseason games, and you know he's not going to get rattled. He'll be able to handle the pressure. Mad Bum's the answer. M. Mizuki03 asks, was JD Martinez a one-hit wonder for the Red Sox? That question's an absolute no. You could arguably say that last year, but after the season he had for the Red Sox, and I think he should have at least been in the top 2 conversation for MVP. Yeah, he's definitely not a one-hit wonder. He's one of the best hitters in the league. Spencer_Min asks, who's my least favorite current Yankee? That's actually a tough question. I don't hate anybody in the Yankees, that's for sure. I think the safe bet would have to be with Jacoby Ellsbury, even though I don't hate him actually nearly as much as other fans do, but yeah, I'd say Jacoby Ellsbury. Trevor.Dugan asks, do you think Girardi could have won a ring with last year's team? That's a little bit of a crazy and spectacle question, but no, it's hard to answer, to be honest. And Girardi definitely made a lot of mistakes in the 2017 regular season, along with the postseason, that really were inexcusable. So And I think Boone did a good job last year for the most part, to be honest. A few mistakes here and there, but so did Alex Cora, and, everybody makes mistakes, manager-wise and people-wise. Brian_Alduino asks, will Gary Sanchez have a resurgent year after the 2018 season and the 2019 offseason shoulder surgery? If you guys don't know, I'm a big Gary Sanchez supporter, probably the biggest one out there. He's my favorite player, at least tied with Judge. And I definitely think there's no way Gary Sanchez just forgot how to hit, bottom line. And 2018 was just a brutal year for Gary Sanchez. Obviously hit 186, played only in 88 games, had hamstring issues. There was, issues about him not hustling at first base, stuff like that. Obviously the defensive struggles behind the plate, blocking-wise, were brutal. But, like I said, you can't just forget how to hit like that. For 2018, he was one of the best offensive catchers in the league. And if you actually look at his power numbers, if you translate over a full season, the guy's hitting 30 home runs. He hit 18 homers in 88 games, so I think drove in 50 runs. So, yeah, that's a 30-homer, 80 RBI season if you played over a full season. But it's just a matter of he has to stay healthy and, not chase those sliders low and away. Tanny.Glazer asks, do I like the Paxton trade? Yes, I do. As long as he can stay healthy, he's definitely it'll definitely be a good deal for the Yankees. When he is healthy, he's one of the most effective pitchers in the game, especially strikeout-wise. Ajax.1033 asks, what are your thoughts on the London series? I like it. It's cool, I guess. I mean, the ticket prices are a little bit absurd, to be honest, in the $100 range when you're trying to market it out to, newer countries. But I don't know. Hell, maybe they're rich over there. I don't know. I'm certainly not. But I like the Yankee-Red Sox matchup. That's definitely the most marketable idea to go with. But, it's a good idea, I guess. Jack_Minog24 asks, is Luis Severino a top 5 pitcher in the game today? The answer to that question right now is a no. He's not. At his peak, he certainly is. In the first half of last year, I think through July 1st, he had a 1.98 ERA, and he was, without a doubt, I think, in the top 5 conversation. Arguably the best pitcher in baseball next to Jacob deGrom at the time, but with his second half struggles and obviously that brutal game at Yankee Stadium in ALDS Game 3, he's definitely fallen off the cliff a little bit. But I do expect him to bounce back if he can stop tipping pitches. Who hits the most home runs in the Yankees next season? Jack also asks. I'd like to say Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton, but I think Judge is going to have a really good fucking year next year. So, I'm going to go with Judge. Brennan.Kennedy asks, who are my picks for the 2019 AL and NL MVP? For AL, actually, I'm going with Aaron Judge. I've been saying this for a few weeks now. I think he's going to have a not breakout year, obviously, but an amazing year in 2019. National League-wise, holy buns. I don't know. Let's go with Paul Goldschmidt, who the Cardinals just acquired today. That's a good pick. Who hasn't won an MVP yet, surprisingly. Nick_Police asks, thoughts on Zach Greinke possibly going to the Yankees? Well, one, I don't think that'll ever happen because apparently the Yankees are on not Patrick Corbin, fuck him. Just kidding. The Yankees are apparently on Zach Greinke's no-trade list, and also, despite the fact that he has performed actually rather well, that contract is still a little ridiculous, and I'm not trying to pay him $30 million a year till age 37 or something like that. And I don't know how a deal like that would work out prospect-wise because it is such a loaded contract. Harry Mason_17 asks, are the Yankees better with Gary Sanchez behind the plate or Austin Romine? And the answer to that question is simple. No offense, Harry, but that's just an awful question. The Yankees are much better with Gary Sanchez behind the plate, and his peak and his ceiling are way higher than Austin Romine. Austin Romine, all he's good for, to be honest, he's a good backup catcher, but he can call a good game, which is important, and he can block the plate. But if Gary Sanchez can work on his blocking and just get back to this hitting ability that we all know he has, he's best offensive catcher in the game, and just best overall catcher in the game, to be honest. Oh, I'm losing my voice. Luke Lawson 23 asks, what is the timeline for Jordan Montgomery? So Jordan Montgomery, obviously, his last start, I believe, was May 1st in Houston. He obviously got Tommy John surgery, and if you compare it to Ivan Nova, who in 2014 was out in the middle of April to get Tommy John surgery, and he came back June of 2015. So take that same timeline for Montgomery. That'll place him somewhere around July of 2019. And obviously, Montgomery was one of the Yankees' most consistent starters in 2017. That was a big loss in 2018, losing Jordan Montgomery. But it'll be a nice boost getting him back, certainly, for the Yankees rotation. And Luke Bedford, Wyoming doesn't exist. Alright, so that's a wrap for tonight's Q&A. Rather quick, but some good questions. And I'm sure Pat and I will be back sometime this week for a nice winter meeting preview version of the podcast. A few days coming up. And thanks for listening, and stay tuned.